Hey, lovers. Welcome to the Book Lovers Club, the podcast where we celebrate Black Sapphic love stories, one book at a time. I'm your host, Joy, a married lesbian, lifelong book lover, and relational communication scholar. Here, we don't just read the romance, we learn from it. I believe that love stories can do more than just entertain us. They can teach us how to love better, how to see ourselves more clearly, and how to create the love life of our dreams. Each week, I'll dive into sapphic stories written for us and by us, while weaving in personal insights and communication lessons you can take off the page. So grab your drink, get cozy, and let's turn the page together. Welcome to the club. Hey, book lovers. Welcome back to another episode of the Book Lovers Club. I missed y'all. I really hope that you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday and that it was everything that you wanted it to be. Okay? But I am very, very glad to be back in the studio with y'all today. It's been a while since it's been just me talking to you. So, you know how we do. We're going to get back to it. But last week, I dropped my interview with author L.M. Bennett, and I hope y'all enjoyed learning about her new book, The Chef's Christmas Charade, and just getting insights about her writing process and everything that led her to where she is now as a writer. I have actually already finished The Chef's Christmas Charades. We're actually going to talk about that book a little bit today. I didn't have a chance to talk to you all yet about our November book club meeting, so I will talk about that today as well, and then introduce the books that we're going to be reading for December. So let's just start with the book club meeting that happened in November. Y'all, the book club meeting was phenomenal. It was so good. So good. In fact, this was actually probably the best conversation that we've had at a book club meeting all year. Okay. And I think what made the discussion so rich was the book that we read. So, Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Guillory was the main book that we talked about. And that book, it gave us so much to converse about, so much. And the conversation just led to us really talking about our own coming out journeys because, Avery is on her journey of coming out and dating women for the first time. And that storyline, her character arc, was actually very relatable for several of the women that attended the meeting. So, in talking about Avery's experience in the book, led to several of the women connecting that to things that they experienced when they first came out. And we even talked about Taylor and just how difficult it is dating someone that's as popular as Taylor. People started tying it to their own dating experiences and things that they've encountered in the lesbian community, especially in Chicago. But we all found like just some commonalities that connected us around our experiences as queer Black women. And it really reminded me why I chose this path and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And just the conversation that I had with Ellen Bennett and her talking about the importance of us telling these stories, how important it is for this to be for us and by us. And I just keep getting that messaging that it is really, really important to have spaces like this, especially when you're someone that is marginalized and often pushed to the fringes of society. To have spaces like this where you can find connection and find community with other women is very isolating sometimes, feeling like you're alone. And you're not, at least not here. If you feel like you're out there and kind of navigating the world alone and may not have other queer women that you can connect to in your space, you can find that community here. So after the book club meeting, I did go on TikTok and just share a recap, share some pictures. Y'all, I was not expecting that post to go up. Okay. It got like 15,000 views and just a lot of comments and an overwhelming response from people just wanting to be in community with us, wanting to join the book club, and wanting to be a part of what I'm building. I'm just very excited by the support that I'm finding for what I'm trying to do and what I'm building, and that there's a lot of interest. We're going to see how things evolve. I will keep you all posted if I have larger book events coming in the future, but our December book club meeting is coming up on December 20th. So if you are interested in joining the club, please go to my website and make sure that you subscribe to my weekly newsletter. I always send the RSVP information for our book club meetings in my weekly newsletter. Like I said, I wasn't expecting that post to get that much visibility and for this many people to want to be a part of what I'm building. So, y'all are watching this unfold in real time, and I'm just very excited for the opportunities that are coming my way and to connect with some of you. So, there were two new members, two newbies that came to this last book club meeting, and they brought such good energy, y'all, and just really added such great value to the conversation. And it reminds me, like, I don't want to close it off because everyone that's been new, that's come to the meetings, they've been great additions. So I want to continue to have this space where people can come and read these books with us and engage in this conversation. But I am going to be very intentional about making sure that this space does stay a safe space for Black queer women, because I'm getting a lot of people reaching out like, hey, I just want to be a part of a book club. I'm not queer, but I also want people to recognize, like, look, we're only reading books that center relationships where women love women. Okay. Because after the conversation that we had at the November meeting, I feel even more validation about the choices that I'm making, because that was like a group therapy session, y'all. The way that we were all able to kind of just unpack our experiences with each other and really bond over some of the things that we've lived through and how that connected to the book that we were reading, like, really solidified for me, like, I am on the right path. This is exactly why you chose to do this. Okay. But I do want the people who want to be in community with us to be able to have access to the community. So please make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, and that's how I'll send out the information. If you are not in the Chicagoland area and you just want to participate and you've been following along with my podcast, don't forget that we do have virtual ways for you to engage. I do have the Fable. I mentioned Fable in my outro and I mention it every episode, but don't forget about it. But also on my Patreon. So I landed my first paid Patreon member. This is a milestone for me, y'all. With Patreon, you have access to virtual book club meetings. So if you buy my backstage pass, it is only $3, y'all. And that comes with the video episodes for the podcast if you want to see my beautiful face, okay? But that episode with Ellen Bennett, if you want to see the video of that, that is on Patreon only for paid members. I also have a digital book journal that I made that you get for free by being a paid subscriber. And then it comes with the access to the monthly virtual meetings. This month in December, this is my first time trying an asynchronous meeting. So it'll run virtually and in person at the exact same time. I do this at work a lot. So I'm really tapping into these skill sets that I access in my professional life and bringing them over here into something that I'm building on my own. But I want to try and do the asynchronous meeting because I think that it would be really enjoyable for my virtual members to be able to tap into what we're doing in person. So if you want access to the in-person meeting and you do not live in Chicago, make sure you snag one of my backstage passes on Patreon so that you can join us virtually. If you're new to me and you haven't been listening for a while, back in October, I decided to discuss two books a month on the podcast, and the book club members vote for their book club pick. And then I choose a book that I will read as well. So we got the book club pick, and then we have the book that I've chosen. So my book club members voted, and they chose Boomtown by Nick Stone. Okay. They said they want to dabble in a Black Sapphic book that's not necessarily a romance. So we've read a fantasy, but it was also a young adult. Now they want to try a Black Sapphic thriller. So we're going to be reading Boomtown. So here's the description for Boomtown for those of you who've never heard of the book or you're like very new to it. So this is from Goodreads. Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl meets P Valley in Nick Stone's adult thriller debut about two missing erotic dancers from Atlanta's most notorious gentlemen's club and the woman committed to finding them. When Damaris Charm Wilburn, a new daytime dancer, is missing for her shift at Boomtown, former headliner Micah Lyric Johansson suspects something more than a no-call, no-show. As Lyric's former headline partner and lover, Felice Lucky Carruthers, also vanished under similar circumstances, Lyric decides she's going to find them. Delving deeper into Charm and Lucky's disappearances, Lyric uncovers a tangled web of deceit, privilege, and power. The line between friend and foe blurs, forcing Lyric to confront the question, is finding these women worth the threat to her own life? This tantalizing thriller will take you on a heart-pounding page, turning journey through the peaks and valleys of Atlanta's underworld. Okay, so when my book club members heard that Boomtown was Gone Girl meets P Valley, they said, yes, sign us up, babe. We want to read that, okay? So the book that I chose, of course, is L.M. Bennett's new sapphic holiday romance, The Chef's Christmas Charade, which we discussed and introduced in my last episode with her. So we're reading a Christmas romance this month, and then we're reading a sapphic thriller, Boomtown by Nick Stone. I'm excited for the month. I've already started reading my holiday romances, so I love Christmas romances, and I feel like the month of December gives me full permission. Not that I need it. I'm going to read what I want when I want to read it, okay? But I really do indulge in my Christmas romances this month. And I'm already 3 books in, okay? I've been knocking the Christmas romances down. I'm so excited. Okay. Last month I read 19 books, and most of them were Jacquel J books. And that's why I was losing sleep. This month, we're going to slow down on some of the Jacquel J. Actually, I can't even make y'all that promise because that woman's books be calling to me, okay? I never thought that I would be this deep in the urban fiction genre because I was mainly a fantasy girl for a while. And I've always read romance, but like romantasy, that was really where I like to situate myself. And I've been reading more and more sapphic books and I love them so much. But naturally, that kind of like got me interested in wanting to try more genres and things like that, especially social media. It's always book recommendations popping up on social media and people talking about different books that they love. And I am easily influenced, okay? I will try some things out. Those nasty November book regs and the novella November book regs. I read a really good Thanksgiving novella that got me in the spirit. So I just love holiday romances. So December really gives me like full permission to indulge. I'm currently reading Christmas with Her by Fiona Zed, but I'm like deep in my Christmas romances, and I have quite a few Black Sapphic Christmas romances that I'm planning to read this month. So if y'all are looking for additional books to read outside of the ones that we're reading for the book club, please check me out on social media. I have been dropping nonstop book recommendations because it's the end of the year. We still have our 10 before the end Black Sapphic book challenge that people are working through. I actually finished my 10 books ahead of schedule. I've actually read more than 10 Black Sapphic books. So like I said, I'm ahead of schedule, but it's not too late for you all to join the challenge. So the official challenge is on Storygraph, but if you are just doing the challenge on social media, please make sure you tag me in the post or make sure that I am aware that you are participating in the challenge. Use the hashtag Black Sapphic Book Challenge so that I can see your post, because if you participate and you read the 10 books before the end of the year, you're automatically entered in my raffle to win a free Black Sapphic book. And I will mail this to you, like you will enter this raffle. So please, if you've been participating, make sure that I see your post. Join the challenge on Storygraph. It's not too late. You can knock down these 10 sapphic books before the year ends. There's some novellas out there, some really quick reads that you can check out. But in the past week, I've shared a post with 5 Black Sapphic Christmas books that you could read. Today, I made a post dropping 72 Black Sapphic book recs for those who are looking for books to choose from to participate in the 10 before the end challenge. Okay. But we're getting down to the wire, baby. So if y'all are trying to participate, let's knock these books down. It's still time. Okay. I know not everybody is a fast reader. So, like I said, choose some novellas. You don't have to choose books that's like 200-300 pages plus. Choose your short novella. It's not too late. And win this free book. So let's transition into the discussion about the books today. Like I mentioned, I have already finished L.M. Bennett's book, The Chef's Christmas Charade. So like I said, I really hope y'all enjoyed the episode with her and learning more about her and learning more about the book. During our interview, she mentioned that there was a scene in the book where Rose goes into a restaurant to pick up the food for the delivery drivers, and that scene, she was gonna take it out, but it really like punched her in the chest. I got to that scene and I'm like, this is exactly what she was talking about. As soon as I read it, I knew. I'm like, I see what she means. And I just think that that book really does remind me that you just never know what other people are dealing with and what they're navigating, especially now during the holidays when there's so much emphasis on like holiday cheer and spending. Don't get me started on the consumerism side of the holidays because I'm complicit in it too. I definitely caved, y'all, and went and bought that Kindle. I spent that whole episode telling y'all about how I wasn't going to buy a second Kindle, and I definitely went and got my Kindle, okay? Y'all, that warm light really does make a difference. It really does make a difference. And the bigger screen, I do a lot of reading at night. I already told y'all that I stay up late and I read a lot at night. Having the bigger screen and the warm light, and I went and got me one of those clickers. So now I can just like use the remote control or the little clicker to turn the pages on the Kindle. I've been seeing the girlies on TikTok with the whole little setup with the Kindle, with the clicker and all of that, and it does work a lot better with a bigger screen. And I've been enjoying the hell out of my new setup. I don't know why I went on this tangent to tell y'all, but I was talking about consumerism with the holidays and letting y'all know that I'm also complicit. So I'm not judging nobody. All right. And I got my second Kindle after I told y'all I wasn't going to buy one. My friend knew, San knew. She knew damn well I was going to buy that damn Kindle. She knew. She knew. But anyway, I tried my best, y'all. I really tried to resist temptation, but I couldn't. Okay. I just couldn't. I work too hard. Okay. I want what I want, and I got it, and I have no regrets. No regrets whatsoever. All right, so let's get back to the book, okay? But the book really reminded me that you just never know what somebody is dealing with. And there are a lot of people right now who are facing financial insecurity, housing insecurity, layoffs, and it's just a lot going on. And it just felt like Rose was getting knocked down, just back to back, just L's, just taking so many L's, and just watching her persevere and pick herself back up and just keep trying again was really inspiring. So I enjoyed the book. One thing that I really loved is the fake dating trope. I love fake dating. Okay, that's why I love Devon and Chris planning a wedding. Fake dating is gonna do it for me every time. It's like one of my favorite tropes. So I like the spin that she did on the fake dating. So for those of you who may have missed the last episode, I'm gonna read the book description for you too for The Chef's Christmas Charade, because this is the other book that we're reading for December. And I already said this, but I'm repeating myself because people act like they don't be hearing you, okay? But the Chef's Christmas Charade, this is the description. So, and this is also from Goodreads. So I'm just reading descriptions from Goodreads, y'all. These are not my own words. But Rhodes Jenkins just lost everything: job, home, car, and desperation leads her to post a rent-a-stud ad. Enter Diane, wealthy, icy, and in need of a fake holiday partner to save face post divorce. Rose needs money, and Diane needs not to look pitiful in front of her ex wife, Dorian, who has moved on. The gig pays well. The only problem? Diane's daughter, Talia. Charming, complicated, and exactly the kind of real Rhodes wasn't prepared for. When fake feelings start to feel real, Rhodes must decide how much of herself she's willing to risk. And y'all, like I said, I love the spin on the fake dating trope in this book and how she's fake dating the mother, but developing feelings for the daughter. Give me messy. Okay, that was some messy goodness right there. And I really enjoyed the book. I really did. And the way that Black wealth is displayed, because, Diane is wealthy and is hiring Rhodes during her time of need to fake date. Even the whole rent a stud, that was cute to me. Like, I like books that are creative because these aren't the kind of stories that we're going to see on TV, okay? So I got to get these type of stories from the books. But I just love how you take something that I'm used to, which is the fake dating, but the romance is brewing between the daughter and not the actual person she's fake dating. So y'all need to go read it. I enjoyed it. But the thing about fake dating that so in the relational communication space, there's a lot of science behind relationships and how people come together. And the reason why fake dating like wouldn't work in real life is that even though you're telling your brain that something is fake and it's not real, you can't control your biology. Your brain doesn't know that it's fake. Your body doesn't know that it's fake. That's why friends with benefits doesn't work because, like, you're telling yourself that this is just for sex and y'all are just having sex. Y'all not going to get attached to each other and feelings aren't going to get involved. But science doesn't support that. There's a lot of research that talks about how when we're engaging in relational behaviors with someone else, it helps you form attachments to that person. For example, did y'all know that kissing, there's receptors in our saliva so that when you're kissing someone else, those receptors in your saliva are sending signals to your brain that this is somebody that you should form an attachment to. So when you're kissing with somebody and making out with them and things like that, your body thinks that this is someone that you want to be romantically connected to, emotionally connected to. So that's why, like in some movies and things like that, when people are trying to have sex just for sex and not have their emotions involved, they don't encourage you to like kiss in the mouth, don't cuddle, don't caress them. That's what my professor used to say. Like, if you're really trying to have sex and not get your feelings involved, avoid the kissing, cuddling, and caressing. Don't do none of that. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched so I be aging myself on this podcast, okay? But if you watch Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts' character, she was a sex worker and she wouldn't kiss her clients in the mouth. She didn't want to get her emotions involved. It's a science behind that, okay? I just think too about how when people have sex and they don't want to get too attached, they immediately get up and leave right after. They don't spend the night because all of that starts to muddy the waters, and that's how your emotions and your feelings and stuff get too involved. So even though you're telling yourself that something's fake, your body don't know that. Like people who are struggling with like mood disorders, sometimes they tell you like a easy way to help yourself kind of get through a depressive episode is to fake it till you make it. So sometimes just faking a smile will help you start to feel happier. So it's all the same thing. So I love the fake dating trope because I think that it like reminds me that the science is real, you know? Like it gives me validation that there's science behind all of this. And that's why fake dating don't work and friends with benefits and all this stuff don't work because people's feelings always get tied up because you can't control your biology. So yeah, but I love the spin on this that, the romance wasn't brewing between who she was actually fake dating, but the daughter. So, like I said, I just love some creativity. But yeah, fake dating gonna do it for me every time. So if y'all are reading along with us, how this works is each month we read and discuss two Black Sapphic books together on this here podcast. And then at the end of the month, I do a book discussion episode with my best friend. And you can join the conversation with me on Fable. You can join through my Patreon and attend a virtual book club meeting, or you can join my in-person book club and have the discussions with me in person. So if not, you can continue doing what you've been doing, which is reading the books and following along with me on my podcast and doing the reading on your own and being self-directed and self-guided in that way. But every month, we're reading two Black Sapphic books together and discussing the themes and aspects of the books together. And then I weave in different lessons from my background as a relational communication scholar. And so far, this is episode 15. So we've been doing this for 15 weeks, y'all, and it's been so much fun. And I just appreciate the support and the love that y'all been pouring out. Just thank you. So read these two books and let's check back in next week and we'll discuss Boomtown. Thank you for tuning in to the Book Lovers Club. If you love today's episode, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a chapter. And if you're feeling generous, leave a review because you know those reviews help other lovers find us. So if you want to keep this conversation going, please join me on Instagram or hop on over to Fable to join the virtual book club. And until next time, remember, the stories we read can help us write the love lives of our dreams. See you next Sapphic Saturday.